Today we're doing lesson 10.7 on solving cubic polynomials. Now cubic has to do with the third degree, right? So third degree polynomials might look like this. X cubed minus 3x squared plus 7x minus 21 would be an example. And to solve these polynomials, we're basically doing grouping, which is like the greatest common factor method we learned in 10.3. So what we're first going to do is look at what piece does both x cubed and minus 3x squared have in common, right? Well, we got x cubed minus 3x squared. 1 and minus 3, no numbers can come out. But this has 3 x's and this has 2, so we could take out at most 2 x's. And so then we're going to factor out x squared from each piece, right? Because that's the most we can take. Why can't we take 3? This has 3, right? Well, this doesn't. You can't leave a negative amount of a value there. So the most we can take is going to be right here, the x squared. Next, we're doing the same thing over here, plus 7x minus 21, right? 7 and 21 are both multiples of 7, so we're going to take out 7 from each piece. And when we take out 7 from each piece, we get what's left over, right? So the x squared is going to go in front, and then we're going to find out what's left over. When we take out x squared from this piece, we have x left over, right? 2 of the x's go away, right? And we're left with 3 minus 2 is 1, so we still have 1x left. Over here with minus 3x squared, if we take x squared away, we have minus 3. And so just from this piece, we have x squared times x minus 3, right? The x squared we took out goes to the front, right? So this x squared and goes right there, both of them, because we took it out. It's kind of like the opposite of distribution, right? Distribution, we're multiplying into both pieces. This case, we're taking out from both pieces. Now over here, we already figured out 7 could come out, and whatever the sign in front comes with it. So in this case, it's not just 7, but plus 7. Well, 7 divided by 7 is 1, and then we just have that x left over. Negative 21 divided by 7 is minus 3. And so now this is what we have. We've got x squared times x minus 3 from these two pieces, and we've got 7 times x minus 3 from these two pieces. Now, these pieces match. They need to match for us to continue factoring at this point, and they will for all problems I assign to you. So because they match, it's like we have x squared of piece x minus 3, and we have plus 7 of that same piece, x minus 3. So how much x minus 3 do we have? We have x squared plus 7 of these pieces, right? So how that works is we organize it, right? These, since they appear both times, those are going to be factored into one group of parentheses, and the pieces outside get grouped into another, x squared plus 7. Well, why don't we add these together? Because we can't. They aren't like terms, right? X squared, we don't know what x is, so we can't add it to 7. Same thing here. We don't know what x is, so we can't add it to minus 3. But that is our final answer, right? X squared plus 7 times x minus 3 is this equation up here, this polynomial factored. Okay? And we can't break down x squared plus 7, and so that's the part that we're going to practice today. Now, there are some shortcuts that I will point out along the way, but in general, it's these 3 steps, right? Greatest common factor, these two pieces, what comes out? Greatest common factor, these two pieces. You will notice this x minus 3, whatever we get in the first piece, should repeat. So you can use that as a double check, or use the number that comes out as a multiplying to double check. Next up, we've got 3x cubed plus 4x squared plus 21x plus 28. So in continuing, what is in both 3x cubed plus 4x squared? 3 and 4, we don't have a number that goes into both of those, but we have x cubed and x squared. Well, we've got 2 x's in each, we're going to take x squared out. And then, what do we have left? 3x cubed divided by x squared. The 3 in front's left over, and we have 1x. So we will have 3x left over. Over here, we take out the x squared. We almost always end up with the number and sign in front. So in this case, plus 4. Now we've got plus 21x plus 28. Which number's in both of those? We have both 7 is in both of these, so we're going to take out a 7. Plus 7, by the way, whatever's in front. 21 divided by 7 is 3. 28 divided by 7 is 4, and this one's going to have an x with it, so 3x plus 4, and then we group them. x squared plus 7, and 3x plus 4. It's like I had the answer showing already. Next, 2x cubed plus 8x squared. Ooh, this time we have more than just the x's that can come out. 2 and 8 both have a 2 in them. Now, it's not always the number in front. It is possible if we flip these around, 8x cubed 2, that the 2 would still be the number, right? So in this case, 2 can come out and 2 x's. So 2x squared is going to come out of each piece. And then what's left over? Divide by 2x squared, we're going to have 1x left. Divide by 2x squared, the x squareds go away. 8 over 2 is 4. So this is going to leave us with x plus 4. Now, again, these need to match, x plus 4. So this is part of the shortcut that I was talking about, that hinting at earlier, that x plus 4, we know this needs to repeat. So how do we go from minus 7x to x? Well, we have to take out the minus and the 7. So we're going to take out the minus 7, and then just to double check, we'll make sure the math works out in the end here. If we take a minus 7 out here, do we get plus 4 as our double check? 28 divided by 7 is 4. 2 negatives make it a positive. And yep, it does check out. So then we have 2x squared minus 7 times x plus 4. Moving on for a couple more. And again, feel free to pause if we're going a little too fast at the end of these slides. 10x cubed plus 15x squared minus 6x minus 9. So what goes into both 10 and 15? 5. X cubed, x squared. Oh, probably noticing a pattern here as well. Each time we're going to take an x squared out. So I have 5x squared coming out. Over here, what do we have? Minus 6 minus 9. They both have a 3, but we need to take a minus 3. So we're taking 5x squared out on the left, minus 3 on the right. And then what's left over? Taking out 5x squared, I've got 1x, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. So this first piece will have a 2x. Over here, what's left? Divide by 5, 3. The x squared's canceled, so we're going to end up with a 2x plus 3 over here. This repeats over here, and we already had the minus 3. Let's double check it works. Negative 3 times 2, minus 6, x. Negative 3 times plus 3, minus 9. So this works. And then 5x squared minus 3. What's on the outside of the parentheses are going to group together, right? And it's going to look like this, right? These are the pieces I circled in the same parentheses, and then these are the ones that happen to be the same in each. And then another one here, 2x cubed plus 12x squared minus x minus 6. We got x squared again every time, seems to be happening, but now looking at the numbers, 2 and 12, both have a 2 in them. Not just because of that, but they're even, so divide by 2 and x squared, and then we're going to have 2x squared, take that out, we get x. Take out 2 and x squared, we're going to have 6. So we need this to be x plus 6. So what do we need to take out to get x plus 6? They're both negative, so we're just taking out a minus 1. So 2x squared on the left, minus 1 on the right, and then we're left over with x plus 1. Sorry, x plus 6, pardon me. I moved up my math there. Yeah, x is coming out here, and this becomes 6. Yep, 12 divided by 2 is 6. And then 2x squared minus 1, this was this piece. And then they're grouping. 2x squared minus 1 is going to be in one parenthesis. X plus 6's are in the other. Now at this point, you've seen enough of these examples. I would say try these on your own. These two problems, try them on your own, and then I'll unveil the answers in about 10 seconds. Now again, make sure you pause the video during that part, but the answers are as shown here, right? Again, x squared comes out. Nothing went into both 2 and 3, and we got 2x minus 3 left over. The sign comes with it. In this case, how do we get 2x minus 3 from 4x? Divide by 2. 2 came out. Double checking, negative 6 divided by 2 is minus 3. These match. X squared plus 2 go into one parenthesis, 2x minus 3 in the other. And then on the bottom, we had another 15x squared cubed plus minus 10x. So we got 5x squared coming out, minus 4 from these two to get 5x squared minus 4. And then what was left over, 3x minus 2. We got one more set of problems to go. And there are 8x cubed plus 56x squared minus 3x minus 21, and down here. So again, pause and give yourself a try at these, and then we'll walk through them. And now with this problem, we're going to end up taking out 8x squared from both pieces. And then on these sides, we're going to be taking out a minus 3. And we're going to be left with an x plus 7. And so you matched, we got 8x squared minus 3 times x plus 7. Down below here, we've got 21x cubed, 7x squared. 7x squared is coming out. So when that whole thing comes out, this is just going to become a 1, not a 0, as a heads up. And so we're going to get 3 and an x here, and just 1 here. And again, 7x squared is what we took out. Over here, they both have a 9. And again, knowing that the 3x plus 1 is going to repeat, how do you go from 27x to 3x? We're taking out plus 9. And there's the plus 9 actually supposed to be right there. So let me fix that. And then our final answer is going to be slightly switched due to that. This is plus 9. And your final answer, 7x squared plus 9 times 3x plus 1. And that wraps up this video. Please shoot me an email if you got any questions on the material.